And welcome back, angels. Today I wanted to talk about something. I wanted to talk about cancel culture and why I think it's absolute bullshit. Cause if you think about it and think about it real good, just reason with me for a moment. If you find let's say you find out something about your favorite creator that they said something crazy 10 years ago. Okay? And I feel like what cancel culture is doing when we do that shit is we take away the very thing that makes up a good story. I mean, like in the best stories, in the best movies, books, shows, whatever, there is character development. You know, like there is character development, and the only way you're gonna have character development is when the character start out with a couple of flaws. Like they had a mental, they had a perspective, they were acting a way where they have to develop from. And in today's atmosphere, arena, space, shit like this gets confusing. It's like, oh, you didn't support our cause 10 years ago, so I want to cancel you and your business now. I see these like, oh, find this person. And then the internet does this thing and they find the person and they contact their employer and I'm like, hey, did you know that this person said so and so? It's like, broski, just because someone has a difference of opinion than you does not mean that they're not good at their job or that they deserve to not get their paycheck to do their job. Like if I'm gonna compare myself to me 10 years ago and me today, I would be 21 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, I think I was in the middle of my vegan shit. Yeah, I was dating a woman. I think we are engaged at that time. I think it was around this time. I was in the in betweens of spirituality and religion. I was super leftist, super feminist, super left, like super, super left, what you would deem as very left leaning 10 years ago. Does that mean that if someone disagrees with where I stand now, were to find some comments that I said 10 years ago, I wasn't supposed to have my business today? That's weird. I think it's weird. Like, it's weird. Because not only was I super left leaning and all that jazz, I was also struggling more mentally. If that connected, me not touch it right now. Can take a deep dive into what those mindsets do to you. But anyway, if I stopped developing 10 years ago and I never changed, never shifted my mindset, never had another thought, stick to whatever I was thinking and doing and feeling and believing at the time, wouldn't that be the saddest thing? I said some crazy shit. Like millennials, we grew up saying whatever the fudge we wanted to. It was only the last couple of years where it's like, oh, you can't say that and you can't do that. Censor this and censor that. Just shut up on the mouth. Oh, he said something bad 10 years ago. He must be a horrible person. Oh, okay. Cancel culture over bullshit from years ago is insane. Like, when I see the atmosphere, it's like, oh, if, like, okay, let me paint a picture with my words so that you understand where I'm coming from. I see a creator posting a video online and they have like a product or a brand or drinking a coffee or whatever the fudge they're doing. And then I see in the comments like, hello, we're boycotting them and we've canceled them. Like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. We did nothing. You decided to take a stand. That doesn't automatically mean that the person that the person that you're watching has to take the same stand. No, are you going to cancel that person for not sharing your political beliefs? Are you going to cut off anyone that disagrees with you? How what I mean, I think it's more about everyone learning to just deal with a difference of opinion, deal with nuance, deal with, different perspectives, learning more about accepting that, okay, we don't have to agree, but we can also find things that we agree on. Or maybe we find nothing that we agree on. Yet, I'm not going to call for the destruction of your entire bloodline and cancel your business and reach out to your employer and deem myself superior to your perspective. So that mental, that's crazy. That is insane. I think cancel culture is pure poison. If you want to vote with your money and be like, okay, I don't want to support this brand because XYZ, that's a personal choice. That go ahead, And if it's like, oh, I don't like this creator, you don't have to follow them. You don't have to interact with the content. You have free will, You don't have to do those things. You can't just move on. But a lot of people today take it upon themselves to destroy the people that they disagree with in their lives. What type of vindictive, depresso espresso mindset is that? There is a lot of people I disagree with, but I also like listening to people that I disagree with because it challenges whatever I am thinking or what I believe. I think it's healthy to take in certain viewpoints or facts or perspectives from people that you don't necessarily politically, spiritually, whateverly believe in or agree with or understand. So, if a singer want to take a stand on a political issue, I can be like, I don't agree necessarily with that, but I like your arts. I like your music. I'm a listen to your songs. That's cool. Whatever. I'm not gonna take it upon myself to be like, oh, I hate this person and everybody should cancel them because I disagree. And here's why. Okay. Just don't interact with the content. You know what I mean? Don't interact with the arts. When I was younger, I probably would have fought myself today. And I keep saying this because I cannot use any other, personal experience than my own. This is my experience. I have, over the years, evolved so much. I was talking to my ex from I was like 20, 21 about this because we were talking about like relationships and la 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 and development and growth and whatever. And I was like, oh, I wonder when my husband is gonna find me and blah blah blah. And she pointed out like, that if he found you 5 years ago, he wouldn't have found you now. He would have found someone completely different. Like you were the person that I know that has changed the most since I met you the first time. And it's true. I in the search for self, for what shoe fit me, from what stand I wanted to take and how I wanted to move in the world and my experiences, I've changed so much. Like the people who knew me even a year ago, more so 10 years ago, I don't really feel like they know me the same way now unless you've been with me for the entire ride of that evolution of self. And I know that a lot of people will probably cancel me for the very opinions that I hold today. But if someone wants to go through like my shit from 10 years ago, I'm just like, bro, mm-mm, mm-mm, no. I don't agree with her. I don't know her. Jokes. I do. But it's like if we kill off the very thing that develops a character, then we kill off the story. The reason I went to, I'm gonna draw from an example from like right now in this current time because me and my sister and some of her friends went to see the Avatar: The Last Airbender live orchestra show, and it made me reflect upon the Avatar show. And Sokka is a great example of character development. Like in the beginning, he's like, girls can do this and da 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 da, and he's very he has a character. Now let me just get this very straight because of the environment. There are some things that girls cannot do, and there are some things men cannot do. We are not the same. That's it. But his mindset, is very judgmental towards that. And you see throughout the series where he learns to appreciate his sister and women and his himself, and he starts to believe in himself, and he's so obnoxious and has the same sarcasm. Like I love a little sarcasm, but Sokka's character development is really interesting because he starts off as this little misogynistic boy and turns into a really great man. Great character development. Hello. I feel like if we cut the character development, we lose the story. So whatever has made me into the person that I am today would never have unfolded if I didn't allow myself to continuously grow and develop as a person. And if we're going to cancel people from because of their past or their development and whatever, then what's the point of therapy? What's the point of like rehabilitation? What's the point of believing that you can create a better life for yourself if there is no point of character development? Like, what would be the point in believing that you are the master of your own fate and you can always change and it's never too late? Like, you can always start working out, or you can always eat differently, or you can always shift careers, or you can always learn a new skill, and there's always something that you can do to develop yourself. And there's always a perspective on political views or something that you can also shift perspective on that develops your character. And if we're going to be out here refusing people that chance or ability or speaking on it, then the fuck is the point of just being here and sharing experiences? Like, what the fudge is the point? Because I I've had comments being like, "Oh, you're so just always so light and you're positive and you're just bring such good energy." You know? Yeah, I do know. I do know. Wasn't always like that. Haven't always been a sweet, loving, cutesy person. That's not what my personality. I'm just saying, like, I have made so many mistakes in my life and I have gained so much experience from those mistakes that if anyone were to hold them against me now and try to cancel me over them, that is a disservice and such like a heartbreaking turn of events and robs me of the very victory of changing. And so when I see someone or a brand or a person getting canceled because of some bullshit or an opinion or something that they did years ago, it frankly pisses me off because it's the most human thing. Personal evolution is the very reason to even be here. And we're going to cancel people over that, take away their livelihood. Like, yeah, in some cases, your reputation can indeed recover, but the world is a very different place. So it's way harder to recover if something goes viral and everyone holds this opinion over you or believe the tabloids or don't continue to look into the case or situation or whatever it was. Because a lot of people, their attention span is what, 3 seconds, 7 seconds? Read headlines, read the first little paragraph or whatever, and then make up their mind and move on. Now, wouldn't you kind of say that that takes away so much more to the story? I'm just like, I call bullshit on it because it's the very least human thing to do. To go in and cancel someone for either a difference of opinion, a past mistake, or a situation that you have no idea how that person got there. It's crazy. Certain people have to experience certain things in order to grow. I think when people are faced with the consequences and the understanding of whatever choices that you made, you really have to reason with yourself. And most people, hopefully, most people will use it as a catalyst to like outgrow themselves to reach one better way. Because you see, say you can't live like that, isn't me? I feel like push beyond it, and you can use any experience with this. So if you cancel that man now, say, and judging him based upon that, and saying that a person can never change and we should never, support such a person, then what are we doing? You might just rob someone of their livelihood, supporting a family, um not seeing how much of an effect that person had on other people's life, like their mistake and their perspective and their reasoning helps other people not to do that. Just as much as you can badly influence someone, you can positively influence them. And some people have to do some shit in order to realize there's a different way. And even if you ended up doing it, or worse, or if it wasn't even that severe, you can still turn it around. And as I like, some people will listen and say, all right, just listen and watch and know some not good it. Whatever that it is. And some people need to learn from experience. I have learned from experience. When I say making certain choices will get in us a ross trouble, like reacting very emotionally, not knowing how to regulate yourself, will get you in trouble. Yep, yep, yep. I had to go through all those ups and downs in order to talk my shit today. And like, when my little sisters are going through some things or seeking advice upon a situation, I view it through my lens of experience. And I know that I can tell them about this, and that because I have done it, experienced it, seen it, or whatever. But if I was to be cancelled for whatever reason, that's craziness. Because I think the only difference between like a public person, an artist, or a politician, or some is like they're public. Most people, most ordinary people, whatever that means, gets to grow through their fuck ups in private. And because they don't put their faces on social media the same way creators do, they get to just secretly hold that for themselves, and they don't have to be cancelled. Cause they have a regular schmegular 95, and you know, they're not making a noise, they're not sheer, whatever. And that's all right. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like you get to go through your shit in private so no one can cancel you for your mistakes or your fuck ups or your opinions because you're private and you get to learn privately. Now imagine someone finding out something that could get you cancelled, and now the whole world is screaming to take off their hoods. Like a madness, Because if we don't leave room for character development, for recognizing and understanding where we went wrong as a person, there is no point in developing yourself. And canceling someone over that development to me is insane. We're not allowing people to grow. Okay, we're not allowing people to change their opinion. We're not allowing people to share a difference of opinion. And if you're like, oh, I don't support that, cancel him. Way. And they want to just take him out. And then we have this whole online mob thing happening where it's like everyone do what you're gonna do. And they harass them and people mental, people blood clot insane in these times. So like people will take it as far as calling the job, showing up at people's houses, sending threats. Threats, yeah, threatening somebody because of some foolishness that you don't agree with or something that you never experienced and carrying up your bumbleclap mouth with chatbot. It's madness to me. Like if I hear something that I don't like, I don't like that shit and I don't have to engage with it. Cheers. Or it's like, okay, I don't like that. Why is that? And I can take a moment to reflect on that. When we listen to podcasts or stories or watch YouTubes and people talk about something, the best movies have the thickest plots and twists and turns and character developments and emotional roller coaster rides. And it really does something to us because we see ourselves, it gives us permission to fully embody all of humanity, our very humanity, our very reason for soul evolution is to go through these different stages and learning the lesson that comes with this life. And right now, I feel like we're in an environment that discourages that. People are terrified of certain things coming out or being misunderstood or taken out of context and because people's lives really do get affected by this shit. And I'm just like, let people freaking develop my bumba clot. I have done so much shit in my life, bro. Like, and I'm so proud of the person I am today. 15-year-old me is like, yeah. I was an angry teenager. Angry. And here I am, not so angry. I understand why people are afraid to share certain things or afraid of showing their very development because people are so vicious. But there are also so many people that benefit from your perspective. So it's such a weird environment to be in, because I'm like, yo, the only reason I feel like I've gone through all of this shit is literally to come and share my perspective on this and that topic. That's the only reason. Like there's the only reason for this path being carved for me by God, like my soul agreeing to this very position that I'm in is for me to share so that I can help and motivate and to tell people like you don't have to stop at the stage that you're at. Like you can always develop, you can always be better, you can always acknowledge yourself and change as a person, be it through therapy or whatever the fudge. You can make different choices. You can develop, you can evolve. And if I didn't believe that, then I don't understand how I got to be a completely different person than who I am today. It's like the essence of our soul is constant life death circle of evolution, changing perspective, challenging yourself, seeing the broader picture, zooming in on details to see them and break them apart, and constantly search for deeper understanding and meaning. Why else would we be here? And now we're just like, oh, no, we're going to cancel that person because they did a mistake and they did so and so 10 years ago. Okay. Why not just like not be here at all then? The fudge? In conclusion to all this yappa, I'm just saying that cancel culture is bullshit because a lot of things that people are getting canceled for are nearly past lives and they're just a teeny tiny speck on a person's whole journey to become the best version of themselves. And we're out here canceling them for it, arresting people for nonsense or difference of opinion, taking down brands and gosh, it's such a weird climate, man. And I just know that the grace that I've been shown by God, my people, and the people that has connected with me through my content, my arts, my meanness, like gets it, you know? And they a lot of people have appreciated the very fact that I've been very open, very vulnerable, very honest about a lot of things that I've done or spoken about on my perspective on shit. And I think we're doing ourselves a disservice if we're gonna be out here casting people out of the collective or from society or the community because past mistakes or whatever, or a difference of opinion. I mean, the biggest demonstration to you not wanting to see that person's content is just don't engage with the freaking content, man. If you don't like the music, don't listen to it. If you don't like the podcast, don't press play. If you don't like the videos, don't watch it. It's that simple. But calling for people's life basically to end because of some past life shit, or you just don't want to like them or disagree with them, the biggest nonsense. Just don't engage, Sean. Done. Isn't me? I you know as Jesus said, you know, he who is without sin cast the first stone. Cast it. Throw it. Because most people would be throwing that stone in a friggin' glass house. Sibit. Anyways, I don't know. That's my take. That was on my heart. I've seen so many content lately where it's just like off with their heads, and I was like, that's so crazy. Let people evolve, man. Give people a chance to evolve. Don't create an atmosphere where people are afraid to evolve or afraid to share. It's because you disagree, bro. Work on yourself. That's it. That's it. So anyway, you guys, if you disagree with something, let me know. Let's talk about it. Cause here, the MeyJey verse, we talk about shit and we can disagree respectfully. So let me know. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about it. Why I remember this nail 2 days ago. Look on this. Disgusting. I'm gonna fix it today though. But anyway. Yeah, share your thoughts, man. Let's stop the cancel thing. Yeah. I think that's it. Okay, love you. Bye.